Interesting.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Looking good. Back to Are you ready to roll? Just your nightmare continues.
The next label play. The next label play.
Are you ready to roll?
Они наоборот там стесняются, что-то боятся против более именитых команд.
Подожди, как неопыт? Знаешь, сколько они брали за 2?
Неопытные.
Like you just can't, you lose half your health and you have no movement speed. There's a tiny on top who can just avalanche and toss you. It's going to be a very tough game for the Ursa for sure.
Yeah, I think a lot of that also could depend on how quickly maybe the Tiny gets that Blink Dagger, has that ability to just jump in, use the Avalanche Toss.
Yeah.
Are you trying to toss him onto anybody in particular? Is it like, you know, you're trying to alley-oop and get him right on top of, say, the jug or set something up with that toss? Or is it more just getting that positioning and maybe throwing him away from his team?
I mean, this game in particular, Tiny, I don't think has any good like target to combo kill because all of the Radiant is pretty tanky. So I think the main use of his Blink Dagger this game, as you said, will be the repositioning. Just like throw a guy out of position. And then, yeah, I think it's going to be a tough Tiny game, to be honest. Like, they have all the chance in the world to run away with this game, 4-9-6, because they have a snowball lineup. You know, they have this Prophet who can get a fast Orchid against this Puck. They have this Night Stalker who can get a fast BKB Blink. This Puck can potentially be very, very useless also. I'm just basing it on the fact that I'm, you know, I'm a little bit of a 4-9-6 fanboy.
It's coming
Bombi
out.
is
I
my
already
boy.
feel it.
Yeah, Bombi is my boy. I've played so much party queue with him while I was in SEA, and we win pretty much almost every game. This guy is so good. He has so much talent, and the team is just really good. Actually, I think it's one of the better dark horses of the tournament, and they have a chance to go all the way.
Yeah, they really impressed me with their play coming into this tournament, you know, the qualifiers coming through. But I'm ready to see what Vice have. I know a couple of these guys, like Palace was on Execration. They had like a bit of a run, I would say. Maybe the like tier 2 SEA and like
the honeymoon phase.
Yeah, there is that like honeymoon phase, and they were doing really well. And then, you know, now he's here with Vice. But 496 has definitely impressed me at times. And I think there are a lot of maybe people who are watching who maybe haven't seen 496 exactly, or even Vice, because Vice is a bit of a newer org, right? They just kind of came into it. So
I actually played with their previous org for a little while, so I know the guys pretty well. But if we just look at the qualifier run, 496 didn't drop a single game, I think. Whereas Vice Esports, they had a couple of rough games. They barely made it through the lower bracket, you know. I think 2-1 in the final game they had. And if you win that first qualifier without dropping a single game,
feels good.
That's a big statement. Because all the good teams are still there, you know. Whereas in the second qualifier, of course, 2 of the best teams are already out. And just based on that, 496 is just beast. They also have Hustler now, who played in RR before. He's an amazing post-4 player. Like I
think he was still wearing the Reality Rift jersey, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like his Earth Spirit, his Clockwork is amazing. And we might even see a safe lane Phoenix rather than a Clockwork, because Bombi loves his post 5 Phoenix. I think his Dota level is like 27. I think he's almost a Grandmaster on it. I hate playing against him in pubs. When he plays Phoenix against you, you just don't want to play Dota. It's brutal.
It's that good.
This guy knows everything, in and out. Like his egg positioning is just so good. He played this year, I think, like 1,500 times already. I think it says in the stats, like in pub games. It's just brutal. Like this guy is just so good.
That is a lot of games to play on Phoenix. I don't think I have nearly 10% on any hero of that full amount that he's got.
He's definitely a hero spammer. Windranger as well, techies. he has some extraordinary heroes for sure.
It'll be interesting to see where they place everybody. Got red on this Nature's Prophet, and so far starting off with a Windlace Blightstone.
That is such an interesting item build. Windlace, Blightstone. Usually you want to have some stats, a little bit of regen. This Windlace is just to outrun the Juggernaut spin, of course. Because now you have a little bit more movement speed than him. But yeah, he has no regen. It's going to be pretty tough if he gets zoned level 1. If Juggernaut manages to spin him level 1, he has no regen, he has no way to teleport back. It's going to be brutal for him. So maybe they'll make use of that.
Ryu on the Veno. I'm really excited because we just having that little chat between the two of us before this started. Like, I'm just excited to see how he plays this lane out because it should be something where he can take advantage.
Oh, definitely. It's also the support Tiny is generally considered quite weak, but if you're in such an advantageous matchup like Veno against Ursa, Tiny is one of the best supports to have because you can toss him out of position. The Avalanche is a very good disable that lasts for like almost 2 seconds. It's a very, very good help for the Venomance in the lane as well. I expect him to be struggling a lot on his bot lane on his Ursa.
The next label play.
So what's the build for the Venomancer? And then, you know, as a second part to that question, how are you playing as the Ursa to try and work around what that Venomancer ends up going for?
Okay, so usually the build on a Veno would be like a Vessel into more utility items where there's like a Force Staff or a Pipe or Heaven's Halberd even against the Ursa as well. And he will be going the utility route for sure. And Ursa, really all you can do is just get all the CS you can, and like level 4, you just gotta retreat to the jungle, honestly. There's not much you can do in this lane.
Look at the triple split. Looking at all these lanes hung up against Bob in mid lane. That's one that I wasn't truly expecting. You know, Night Stalker very much one of those off-lane staples. But coming in mid up against this Puck, what makes it a good matchup for him?
He has very high init regen, as well as pretty high armor for a melee hero. And honestly, the only problem Night Stalker can have in a game is when he gets bullied out of lane. And the Puck cannot bully a Night Stalker out of lane. He just doesn't have the damage capability to do so. So he'll just get level 6 fast, he'll get a bottle, and he'll probably start moving around the map, making some plays, maybe even on the Venomancer, you know, just to alleviate some pressure from the Ursa.
To see where he is and where he goes with that first night, how active he's going to be.
Yeah. It's going to be a big part of this game. Like, he will need to make space for that Ursa because, as we said, he's going to have a rough time. You can already see bot lane is... like, he can't play. You know, he got Galed, he just gets right-clicked. He might even die if he gets tossed back.
And the Tiny's coming over. He's got the toss ready to go. Gets him up in the air on Ryu. Let's Gale up in 6 more seconds, but that harassment is quite a bit. He's still got 4 tangos to his name. This is still looking like a bit of a rough lane for him, despite the fact that he is 6-2, and there it is. There's the Venomous Gale once again. And again, the Tiny looking has that toss available, ready to go. So tosses him up into the air right under the Venomancer. A couple of right clicks come in, but now Hanryu looking to finish off that first blood. Maybe. I think he's holding it. It's kind of time to deny, and it will be the Tiny who takes first blood. That BB ends up giving it up. So we talked about the struggles that Ursa could have, and they're apparent already.
Yeah. It's one of the worst lanes in the entire game for him. There's not much you can do. I'm very surprised they showed the Ursa so early in the draft, to be honest. I think they could have held that like one more pick. But, I mean, they have their own ideas, obviously, how this game should go. So.
Puck already 17-0.
Yeah.
Puck's having a great time.
I mean, Puck will definitely free farm in his lane, but all Night Stalker really wants is his levels and, you know, his bottle, his boots, just so he can start running around. Because come nighttime, Night Stalker actually is a big threat to the Puck with that silence that lasts for 5 seconds on level 1. One of his biggest enemies. Because even in duels doesn't help against it.
Yeah, and much more so a nuisance when he's getting solo experience. Mid, you're getting a little bit more of a priority than, say, in the off lane, where sometimes that first night feels a little bit lackluster, but here he should be able to do something with it. He's already level 4. He's working towards that level 5. Things looking like, you know, they could set up for Night Stalker to be a bit more active. Maybe we'd see him from the...
Yeah, definitely. You just have much more levels to work with. And top lane, we can see Juggernaut struggling a little bit. I still feel like he would just be free farming on a troll.
They diving this for Zanky. Yeah, hustle under there for just a smooth second under the tier 1 tower, but a decay and then just Palace fainting going over is enough to push him back.
Yeah. Also holding a skill point, he might potentially put down a tombstone if necessary.
Radiant structures are
But most people would just
fortified.
go 2 levels of soul whip at this point just to give you a carry a good lane.
4 minute bottom, double damage picked up by Bombi. Tiny now, he might be in some trouble. Throws the avalanche out, the right clicks in from Bombi to get a kill there onto Semeo.
Be careful here in the park.
He's got the mana to
It's not a good
work with.
trade
He does
at all.
have a mango. This is a problem. The double damage doing quite a bit. The Oozy Orb over Bombi, phase shift.
I'm not sure what the puck is trying to do. They look quite funny. But now you just need to go back to base. I'm not sure what it was trying to do there. But as you can see, Bombi, he knows the limits of the zero very, very well.
Yeah. Does he stay mid just because the now
Up
he
on
get the
the
fill
refill.
from the Tiny?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he gets the refill from the Tiny, and then you got 20 seconds until bounty runes are available anyway, so you can get that bottle fill once again.
But also nighttime coming up. Gonna be scary, scary nighttime.
Yeah, 10 seconds till the nighttime hits, and you've got a Night Stalker who's getting really close to level 6. He actually hasn't taken the Crippling Fear
Dire
at all.
are
Yeah,
scanning.
he'll probably take it at 6, I would imagine.
This is
Hopefully,
the
because without that,
golden
you're not much of a threat on the map against Juggernaut as well as Puck. We'll see what he goes into. So you can see now he's starting to be very aggressive on the Puck. And another bottle refill. Yeah, he really needs that at this point.
Another TP over towards mid, this time by Zanky, and he fills up the bottle above.
That's where I, as a mid laner, I'm just like, oh man, can you just play this lane 1v1, bro? Like, what is your problem? Keeps getting his bottle refilled.
uproot you.
And he chooses the silence.
Fear
Doesn't get a lot of time though.
magic.
Radiant's middle
If you get
tower
the silence,
is
there's
under
a real
attack.
possibility for a kill.
Deny.
Bob, though, still CSing really well. Now the right click's coming out into Bob. He's got the Oozy Orb to jump back already out of that bottle. Again, he is taking plenty of sips. And then bottom lane, Onryo, more shot to his head, but under the tower is Bombi. He falls.
Dire's
Looks like
middle
they'll
tower
at least get
is
a
under
trade in the
attack.
Tiny.
Make us home amongst your
Proper rotation to try to alleviate some pressure from the Ursa, which almost killed the Venomancer as well, barely lived. But you know, this is really like what you gotta do. Because the winning condition in the end is the Ursa. You want him to have a decent game at least so he can go to the jungle and just farm up. And honestly, he's not having the worst time.
Like he's very trefoil onto the top lane. They'll go for the clockwork. Just about dead. Hustle on the run. And one more shot in the tower. We'll take him out. You knew he was dead to rights, but Zanky now getting chased by Hung. Hung goes under the tier 1, and you know that the puck just TP towards top. Zanky, he'll try to survive, has the sword. Taking a lot of time from this Night Stalker, but at the end of the day, it's still worth it, and he'll get the kill.
Oh, he's losing the courier to the tower.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Always nice to lose that courier. Reload once again. Struggling with the aggression that's coming out bottom.
Yeah. Still doing better than yesterday.
Look out for
I'm proud of him.
fallen
I'm happy for him. Nightstalker trying to rotate bottom as well, but doesn't really find anything. It's really hard to rotate without TPs, honestly, because there's always going to be a ward on you. Maybe you need to get smoked by the support as well.
Zanky comes over, but with this Phoenix, Oozy Orb in, Bombi dead again. Hung is over here. I don't want to give up this tombstone, so Zanky's trying to get the deny. But now, you've got the Tiny coming over. The Avalanche is going to talk, wraps up the puck. Hung will throw the silence onto all three. He'll chase for a moment, but here comes the Ursa. He's rotated. Is that not feel worth it for Dappy maybe? Unless they get something out of it.
It doesn't feel worth it, but do you want to go back to the Venomancer lane? Also no. So he probably would just try to go top lane now, start because of the tower. The coil here on the clockwork again.
Coil, good shot.
Dire's top tower
Coming around,
is under
Bob is in
attack.
trouble. Oozy Orb gets some distance. Now the Venomancer's coming with a Venomous Scale hitting onto Hung. Throws that crippling fear around him, but it's not enough to scare the side of Vice away.
Good rotation from the Venomancer. Gives a lot of time for the Phoenix spot in. Oh, he's going aggressive on the Juggernaut. He's
Dire's
in trouble
top
here.
tower is under attack.
nature's
Alex, Profit Hold is enough.
Wow, he just gets sniped. So good. And he just TP'd down there, I believe, right? He did. So his TP's on cooldown.
It's the long walk.
Yeah, a walk of shame. Profit ulted in your face.
Profit Profit going for that first item market, so they're looking for multiple silences to try and deal with the slippiness of this puck, make sure that he's not able to lose your orb away from you. If you can get control of the puck,
Puck is getting silenced here.
yeah, now they've got the crippling fear. He'll look for the illusory orb, but he's silent, so he can't jaunt over to it. Trying to juke through the trees, gets over to the side for a second. Now has the phase shift, has illusory orb in a second, but it's not in time. Bob ends up with a hung. Night Stalker and Ursa combining. DatBB involved in one, and that's the switch going up towards top. Had a struggle of a lane over bottom. 496, they're up a K.
Yeah. I mean, now we can really see why 496 is very well respected in this scene as well in SEA. They're just so aggressive. I think they're the most aggressive SEA out of all the upper division teams. They're just always in their face, you know. They're always trying to make plays happen. You see, even trying to dive the tower here.
Are fortified.
Toss to the Juggernaut.
And the toss right to Jug. With him. Bringing over Bob again.
Got a coil if necessary, but probably won't need it.
Yeah, illusory orb and then the finish. Bob gets the kill. Holding that dream coil, I guess maybe if there's
Dire's
like
top tower is under attack.
496 using it on the clockwork. It's gotten you a couple
Radiant's
of kills,
middle
but
tower
do you
is
really
under
want to be
attack.
throwing you out all the time
Dire
just for
are
that clock?
scanning.
Yeah, it kind of feels like a waste when the Night
Dire's
Stalker
top tower
and
is
Ursa as
under
well as
attack.
Prophet are just like running around like mad people. Definitely gotta hold it a little bit. Might be getting a pick on the Phoenix here. Nope. Just pushing out the wave.
Warriors of the wood.
Phoenix
Radiant's
is level
bottom
6 soon.
tower is
Actually,
under
just got
attack.
6. Was it level 10, minute
Dire's
10
middle
outpost?
tower is
Be
under
found.
attack.
Okay, and now the hook shot comes in on Hustler. And their odds around Andrew. They can enter the Venomancer very quickly. Goes to the Supernova, but this is...
Now he's chasing the puck.
Bailed on it. I think Bob, if he just throws that right click instead of going away with the illusory orb, they can take out the Supernova. It was one shot to a day. Coil, they'll get the kill on Bobby. Finally, they find something in return. Hung's trying to get on top of Bob with the silence. Illusory orb, though, on cooldown for another 4 seconds. And this is a bit of a problem now into the tower. Omni slash.
Seeds of
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Void is in time, and now he's over the trees. Alice can't control Hung. Just able to fly
Dire's
away.
middle tower is under attack.
And the
Radiant's
lead
middle
is
tower
jumping.
is under
3K
attack.
now for 496.
Yeah, and all that space for the Ursa. He's almost back at the top of the network. Going for his Battle Fury. Only needs 2,000 more to have it. And we spoke about a bad matchup. Juggernaut does not match up well against his Ursa.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And Ursa, who's recovering quite well after such a difficult lane up against the Venomancer, must feel good to get that space. And Forensic has done a very good job of opening that space.
Yeah, this puck is going to have a really, really brutal game. Only 70 gold more for the Prophet to finish his Orchid. And he plays against a Night Stalker and an Orchid. It's just going to be so hard for him to do anything.
Radiant
He's so
structures
low
are
on the network. Going for the blink first, but until you get the duels, you're in trouble.
Turf for 96. Pal's already sitting literally low. Hook shot comes out onto Andrew.
Radiant's middle tower
Red
is under
comes in.
attack.
Doesn't have the rapid nature. He did just use that. He got the silence down onto the jug. The Orchid showing up. Palace and Andrew are both gone.
Radiant's bottom tower is
And
under
the power
attack.
of this early Orchid. Wow. 3 minute 12, you know, a coil here on 3 minutes.
In. It's the silence. Hunk's still low. Decay on a 2. Inverse dive over. They've got the silence on a Bob. He's trying to run. Savage the spaceship. But it's not enough to survive. And Phoenix with 20 health remaining just escapes death. Meanwhile, Hung, he's not so lucky. They've got both Zanky and Samuel kill off this Night Stalker.
Yeah, they ended up killing the Night Stalker still. He overstayed his welcome a little bit, but why did he toss his puck into 2 silences? Like, he just killed his puck, basically.
Yeah.
He had a very good 2-man coil there. They would have just gotten those kills with no problem, but instead, it's like a little bit of a disaster for this
Dire's
puck.
middle tower is under attack.
And over to the judge, who's kind of keeping up here.
So, hook on the Venno.
Andrew had a decent lane, is now dealing with the repercussions of getting aggressed on by 496. Supernova down, Bob has the loser yard away. Bombi, it pops, but doesn't really connect with anybody.
Yeah, had to use it. It was too low. The puck was
Dire's
about to kill.
structures are
So
fortified.
that's a cooldown.
Dire's middle tower
They're
is
getting the
under
mid tower
attack.
now as well in the Ursa. He's very close to his Battle Fury already. Just needs one more component.
Dire's
And he's ahead of the
middle
jug now,
tower
but quite
has
a bit.
fallen.
And he's starting to really pull away.
Yep. As well as his Prophet, he's really rich. 6k network already. And that's what I really like about the 496 team. You know,
Yeah.
the mid laner oftentimes just transitions into ore. We see nighttime here. Top lane.
Going after Samuel as he's trying to run with the Tiny. I don't think he's getting away from this one. He can run, but at this point in the nighttime, you can't hide. So They'll chase him. They've got the Orchid, and they have the damage. Another one. They're towards Bob once again. Really want to just keep harassing the puck. And he has struggled with these silences. That Orchid timing has been really beneficial for the Nature's Prophet.
Dire
For
are
sure.
scanning.
I mean, playing against an early Orchid with a struggling puck is always a big mess. Simply because the only tool you have is the Yules, but you always want to get your blink before that Yules. So it's still probably 10, maybe even 15
Radiant's
minutes until
middle
he gets
tower is under attack.
his Yules up. He found an illusion rune though, which is basically
Dire's
a Manta
top
style, so you
tower is
can
under
perch off
attack.
that Orchid now. A single time only, of course. One use. They're trying to pressure the bot tower. They don't have egg, they don't have nighttime, so they probably have to forfeit the mid
Radiant's
tower.
bottom tower
And they just look
is
to
under
farm up
attack.
on the sideline. They're actually smoking down there.
They're up by quite a bit. I know they don't have the Supernova, but it's up in 20 seconds. They have Rapid
Radiant's
Fire.
bottom
They
tower
extend the fight long enough, and maybe it goes their way.
Dire's top tower is
Supernova
under
on Phoenix
attack.
will try to survive. Avalanche off. Omni dead again. However, on Ryu, he falls.
Yeah, he got found out by the clockwork again. And Ursa makes quick work of him.
Dire's top tower is
I
under
mean,
attack.
don't get me wrong, Veno is great against Ursa, but if he's on top of you, he will shred you.
Yeah.
He's not supposed to be this rich. But he is. They're pulling away with their lead.
Didn't exactly keep checks on him. Once he left that bottom lane, it felt like the game was a lot more free. Bottom lane, though, Hustle, Diana, Bob,
Dire's
Red
middle
in on
tower
it.
is under attack.
3 heroes ready to chase, but they'll TP away.
Yep. And it's nighttime once again. Now Night Stalker is very scary again. He went for Blink Dagger first, actually. Now the puck really doesn't want to play Dota anymore. It's just all about the silences. Jack has been found out here, Prophet tipping in.
Blade Fury, they've got the silence.
Ooh, Sprout blocked him out a bit.
Calling Blade to get out of the Sprout, yeah.
The TP was a bit premature. You should wait for the Night Stalker to silence him first and let him initiate first. But it's okay. Small mistakes happen. They're looking for the puck again. Prophet's about to TP in.
Want to go for Bob. They've got that BB here with Hung.
There it comes.
Prophet goes up a little bit high. He's going to be found out. Sprout keeps him out of the trees. They got the silence. They'll get the kill. Bob yes, well in the lane. Now
Nice
in trouble in the game. Quick shot stops the Zankies TP, and they've got themselves 2. So 496. Just the fluid motions around the map. It has been impressive.
Well played. Be careful too. If the Prophet gets the silence on him.
He goes to Blade Fury, but I don't think he gets out of this. Blade Fury's gonna end. They've got the silence. They're getting killed to Palos. He's dead for 34. It's top to bottom to mid, back to bottom. They're just moving all over the place.
Yeah, this is the strength of this Midnight Stalker. He's finding the Tiny here as well. Who has a Blink Dagger, but as we spoke about it before, they're too tanky
Dire's
on the
middle
Radiant side. He
tower
can't
is
burst
under
anyone.
attack.
Yeah.
They have 2 Blink Daggers now though, so if they make something happen, it has to be now.
Been found out. Ready to just like throw a supernova right in that area of the map if they go for a fight near this tower.
Bombi in a perfect position here though. The egg on the high ground there could be very devastating for the Dire side if they manage to get a team fight over there.
Yeah, I don't think they end up seeing it or being able to see it in time to blow it up.
Yeah. I mean, if the egg is there, you're going to be wondering, where is this coming from? And yeah, you're more likely going to get stunned. Another hook shot on the puck.
And they got rid with the Orchid.
How many deaths is that now? 5 deaths already.
They've just dealt with Bob perfectly.
Yeah. They're perfect heroes against it and they executed it perfectly every time. And they itemize also to just, you know, kill this Jack, kill this puck before they do anything. This Jack also going for the Battle Fury first, not the Manta, so he's in big trouble too. Against
He's
this Orchid,
already
Night
minutes
Stalker.
behind the Arizona Battle Fury.
Yep.
Bit of a scale, and there's the Rocket Flare. Hook shot on cooldown for another 25, so won't have that long-range initiation with that, but again, they do have the Blink Dagger of the Night Stalker when it's available. Blink, Silence, also Chaotic Device.
Yep. Nighttime up in 30. This is when they really want to start pressing the issue again. Bot tower gets killed by Treants. They're invading the triangle, stealing their stack as well. Trying to stack it once more for more efficiency, and they get it. Nice. Good triple stack. Now this is so bad if you're Dire. Getting your stack stolen, you know, you can't go anywhere on the map. You see, they're invading the enemy triangle now just because it's the only safe place right now. They can't play on their own side of the map anymore.
We continue farm.
It's very rich now. 9k network already. Prophet also 9k network. He's filthy rich. 700 gold to his BKB. Once that BKB is up, they really have almost no way to deal with him.
Dire's
Be an
middle
issue.
tower is under attack.
And then look at this, they're already pressing. The Hung is looking to dive the tier 2. He's ready to go. If anybody's even slightly out of position,
Dire's
496,
bottom
they're playing
tower
aggressive.
is
They want
under
to jump. They
attack.
got the hook shot. Toru again caught by that hook.
Radiant
And again,
structures are
he won't take it out with his life.
Radiant's courier
Tiny trying to cut the midway so they can't get the tower at least, but there's no sniper cancel them. Okay, good job by the Tiny. At least they're protecting the tower. But the Juggernaut has to be careful.
Jug
If you get silenced,
out of sight, out of mind. But they're
Dire's
coming top. They're going for
courier
Bob.
has
They've got the
been
crippling fear. However, he's ready this time with the blink.
Radiant's top
Courier
tower
ends up
is under
dead.
attack.
they're still chasing.
Yeah,
He's
they
gonna
want
cancel it.
him. Yeah, they're gonna find him. They've got the void. They'll stop the TP. Bob now hit with that sight from the Orchid. The right clicks are in. Maybe a little bit more Sylvie with the blink dagger, but it's not gonna matter. And now
Your shot
on a
has
Bombi.
fallen to the
He's taking
Radiant.
some damage, but they've got that BB that picks up in Aegis.
Yeah.
So while all that's happening, they're going after Ursa. The objectives all over the map, and they have really capitalized on their movements. Up now 12K just 19 minutes into the game. And this has been perfect play from 496. I feel like I can't praise it enough, and I don't want to sound like I'm just all on 496, but they played the game that way. They've played it right through every section of the game so far.
Yep, I mean the relentless aggression from his team is always the talking point of his team. It's always driving the team. Yes, be careful, the Juggernaut.
Again, back to the Venomancer. That helps him get away. Venomous Gale throwing on a hustle. He's going to do that hook shot, and he will. Every minute. Comes out from Enru, but 4 more shots to kill the bomb. Daffy B will get the kill. The Supernova's out. They've got the Sunray right on top of Talos. They get that kill on the Jug. They look over at 10AL. They take out a third, potentially a fourth in Zenki. And now Bob trying to fight 1v5, gets himself at least one on Hustler, maybe a second Doom Force committed to go onto the Phoenix and finish off Bob. A double kill for Bob, but that is a 2 for 4 with a very good fight once again from 496.
Yep, and they were completely without the Night Stalker. He was just farming up 400 gold with his BKB. Prophet already has his BKB, almost a Hyperstone up on him. They're just making such good use of the map, and they're just like choking them out. They just have no place to go. This Juggernaut, 8k net worth, Battle Fury only. Puck with his gold infusion from those 2 kills almost has his use at
Dire's
least,
top
but
tower
against
is
the
under
BKB Night
attack.
Stalker, it won't do anything. You can't use yourself out
Radiant's
of
middle tower
Take a look at
is
this
under
replay
attack.
once again. They went after Hustler. They went in a little bit too far. Hustler, he's not doing that much damage. He's ready to commit. Going with the hook shot. They've got great placed Tombstone as well from Zenki, but it's just not enough. That Tombstone just being so far behind at this point of the game, it's not going to matter. Hustler focuses his attention on that. The sword keeps it alive for 1 more second. At that point, you've already lost 4, and Bob just trying to find a way to really get something out of that. And he does get 2 kills, that's alright for him, but overall, Vice, that is not a fight that
Dire's
they're
middle
even
tower
close
is
to.
under attack.
It's a very good gold infusion for him. As we said, now he has a Yule Scepter. The Prophet won't be able to kill him anymore, but the Night Stalker will. And honestly, the only way now for Dire to really come back is Jug needs to get very rich, and they need an Aghanim Scepter on the Puck to deal with the BKBs. That's really the only way right now.
Dire's
But it's going to be
middle
tough to get
tower is
there.
under attack.
Scale
Showing the Puck here.
found Bob again. Sprout around him, phase shift. Move forward for the jump. Toss, that's to Bobby. They got the Sunray on top of Bob. He's still dead, crippling fear. And just surviving with the TP away, but Enru, he's dead to Daffy B, who's still holding on to the Aegis, has that BKB, going for the Blink Dagger next. Just down there for
Dire's middle tower
He
is
solo
under
killed the
attack. Dire's middle
Venomancer.
tower
How the
has
tables have
fallen.
turned, huh? Who's the bully now?
Radiant's bottom tower
very
is
much
under attack.
the Ursa.
Very much the Ursa indeed. They're probably just going to wait till nighttime until they pressure the high ground, which is 1 minute out from now. Undying trying to cut Wave's top. This just looks like a little feat though.
Spotted, Jug is here. They bring over Red. They're going to focus their attention on Zenki. Now look the other way to maybe get a kill onto the Jug. But moving off this Undying, it's just that much longer for Hung to finish off Zenki. Now he's unstoppable.
Yep, 70k gold behind. This is a Phoenix. He has a hood on his way to a Lotus Orb. He's almost unkillable. You know, all they have on Dire at this point is magic damage, and he has a hood on Phoenix, 1700 health. It's just incredibly tough to even kill the supports. What about the Clockwork? He has a Glimmer Cape, which is basically a hood if he glimmers himself, and the Yule Scepter. They are all so incredibly rich.
They really are. And they're preview. Venomous Scale thrown out as well as the Poison Nova. They've got the Summon 2 punch red, ready to go. Sprout, Orchid, and the damage onto the Veno is enough. That PB with another kill and holding on to that Aegis still.
Radiant's bottom tower
think
is
they
under
might
attack.
want to go high ground soon. Clock TPing top actually try to catch the Tiny. He got him with a hook shot.
Hook shot comes through. Tiny in trouble. Somebody else. Goes up the avalanche, but Britz joined in on the fight. So they've got the Orchid, they have the damage, and another kill now 29-12. They've set up an 18k lead, and Nature's Prophet, he's also gone into the Blink Dagger. So he's looking to close the distance, make sure if Puck blinks away, I'm right there with you. I've got the Orchid. That feels like it's just to stay on top of
Radiant's
anybody who's going to try and blink
bottom
away.
tower is under attack.
Very much so. This is like a
Radiant
complete
structures
snowball
are
item build.
fortified.
And yeah, I mean, I love the way they're itemizing. It's almost perfect with the position they're in the game right now.
Bob again is harassed.
Yeah, but really, like, Dire has to get out of the base right now. Of course, Puck is the one who's pushing out side lanes, but his Juggernaut is not getting much farm. He needs to be the one, you know, that gets like the most of the gold of the Dire team, but he's just not finding much. Still, not even doesn't even have his Manta Style yet.
And the Nature's Prophet went for the short.
Yeah,
Essentially,
night time.
also for Zanky, trying to run into the retreat, but he
Juggernaut.
Hubford changes his target. Now they've got the crippling spear hung on top of him. They get the kill on the palace. They look over at Zanky. They'll chase this Undying. Boom! Zanky gonna run. He's not gonna be able to hide. He's dead again. Sunray on Onryu. They are all over these heroes, all over the map. Here comes Red. He's using that 2P. Hit the right clicks. Has the Sprout. Gets the kill. 20k lead for 496. It's not the most global lineup, but they are moving around the map like they have Nature's Prophet and Storm just ready to go with like a recall. It just feels like they have such a global presence, and it's really outstanding, and they've played everything right. For Vice, though, like you said, they got to get out on the map. They have to find some farm. They're just going to fall further and further behind if they just are corralled into those steps and onto the base.
Yeah, but it is so scary to go out of your base against a Night Stalker who has a Prophet and Clockwork. There's so much long distance initiation, you know, like you've seen it here. The Juggernaut just pushed out like 2 waves, you know, instantly just gets killed.
Yeah.
Absolutely obliterated. And I mean, at this point, honestly, it seems like an unwinnable game. They will just have to wait for mistakes also from the Radiant side.
Again, hook shot, now the Sprout around him. He tries to get away, but he's dead once again. He's counter buyback available. Dip for 39 seconds. We'll see if he gets the buyback. They get the kill on the Zenki. Those with the Supernova. It's right on top of the base, in between the tier 3s and the tier 4s of the Dire side. Bob will lose the orb and jump back. You've already bought back on the Undying. You're trying to hold it on Palace as much as possible because he still wants that Manta. He needs to have some sort of economy to back up this jug. You've got a Basher picked up by the Ursa, and they're taking your top tier 3 as well as that Zedirac. Toss, snaps it, you aim for a clock, it's a kill. So it's worth something for them, but now they got to get a little bit more. They need to make them pay for this. Red goes in deep, he blinks away, trying to take his life with him. Pops the BKB, goes for the TP, and they just don't have anything to catch this Nature's Prophet. However, they go for the Phoenix. They got the silence on top of him. Finally, Judo upon turning this around. Bob did again. Palad's trying to at least get something. Bob is gone, but with Plug alive once again, he falls just as quickly. And he's going to die. Zanky will join him in the grave. 3 heroes on the side of Vice, make it a 4 triple kill for Hung. This is looking like it's potentially the end for Vice in game 1.
Dire's middle tower
it's been
is under attack.
brutal beatdown. Ever since that first nighttime started, you know, they've just found so much aggression all around the map.
Dire's middle tower
Over and over again, and Vice never really managed to deal with it, you know, like the only way you deal with it is having numbers in position before it happens.
Yeah.
But they were just not able to get a read on 496's gameplay at all. Like I've said it before, 496 is
Dire's
notorious
middle tower
for their
has fallen.
aggression, and you can see in this game why.
Dire's
They're so
bottom
good,
tower
they're
is
so
under
fast,
attack.
they will punish your mistakes immediately. This is also why they've had such a flawless lower, or rather qualifier run. Because it's so hard to deal with this. You know, like what do you do at this point? You can't go out on the map anymore at all.
It's their style of play, but it almost feels like maybe Vice weren't expecting
Dire's
such
bottom
aggression.
tower is under
It was
attack.
like Night Stalker hit that 6, and that was go time.
Yeah.
And that's so early in the game.
Scanning.
And I still think they benefited from the fact that Nature's Prophet got that early Orchid and was able to move around the map and harass Bob.
Yeah.
Really make his game almost impossible to play.
I mean, Ursa, we spoke about had a
Dire's
tough
bottom tower
early
has fallen.
10 minutes or so, but then after the team has made so much space for him.
There they go again, looking for Sandy out.
Yep.
Get poor staff back. Now they go
Dire's
for the
bottom
racks.
barracks are under attack.
Connect.
Dire's bottom barracks.
Dream coil, line, MKB, Daffy B, focuses on Daffy, throws down the two-story board, uses like they get the total of this Undying, they'll look for more Undying, trying to get up these stairs, maybe to some safety. They have to sprout around this puck, they'll stop that Euros with the nullifier. Very good visibility that was finished up by Daffy B, kills off Palos again, and GG is called by Britz. 496 will take game one, and they just throw into the well and finish off the entire team.
Yep, I am not gonna lie. The last time I've seen a 40k goal difference in 29 minutes.
Fast.
I don't even know when the last time was. Probably a couple of years ago. This was a brutal beatdown. Like, the Vice just had no chance whatsoever, you know? And honestly, would the troll pick have changed that much?
Potentially.
I mean, yeah, I don't know, but yeah.